Hey, this is Ryan, and I wanted to take some time today to walk you through the attendance module in Moodle 2.3. This is similar to what it was in Moodle 1.9. The process isn't that much different, but maybe the icons appear a little bit differently in this version, and I wanted to go through the process if maybe you haven't used this before. So what I do is traditionally what I always do in a Moodle course is I turn editing on first. And once that's on, I'm going to head down to typically the top block, or the course description block, and I want to add an activity or a resource. So if I click on that, I'm going to look for the fourth option down that says attendance. And I'm going to go ahead and hit add. And when I do that, it gives me an attendance name, so I can leave it at attendance, or I can maybe name it after the course itself, give it a grade. So how many points is attendance worth as a whole within the course? I'm just going to set that to 100 right now. Group mode, this isn't a group specific activity, so I'm going to go ahead and hit save and return to course. And when I do that, under where it says attendance, under that first block, you'll see a row of what looks like 4 little people here, and I'm actually going to click on that attendance block. So, within my course, the first thing I want to do is add sessions. Before you actually add the sessions of the course, there's no record of the course actually meeting. So what I actually want to do is push out the days that the course meets as individual classes, so that way when those classes come, I can take attendance for each of those specific days. So what I'm actually going to do is hit add here. And if I hit add, it gives me the ability to create sessions. The first thing I'm going to do is do this thing called create multiple sessions. So this will allow me to create all of my class periods for the entire semester just by checking off this box. So where do I start? The first thing I start with is this thing called session date. So if my first day of class is in September, maybe it's September 5th, and my class runs through December 10th, my session date is the first date that class starts. So if I go in here and set this date to September 5th, 2013, I'm going to go in, set that date, but I'm also going to set the time of class. So if I know my class meets at 1 o'clock, I'm going to name this 1300. And this works in military time, so it'll count up all the way from 1 to 24. The next thing it's going to ask me is the duration of my class. So how long is the actual class period in which we meet? So I can say this is an hour and 15 minutes worth of class. So I'm just going to set that to 1:15. The session end date is the last day of the semester the class will meet, or the last day that I plan on taking attendance in that class. So if the last day of the regular class session is the 10th of December, I'm going to go ahead and make this date set the 10th of December 2013. The session days are the days of the week the course meets. So if I have an hour and 15-minute class and we only meet on Mondays and Wednesdays, I'm going to go ahead and check the Monday and Wednesday boxes for those being the 2 days of the week that we meet. Where it says frequency, this throws a lot of people because they'll say, well, you know what, we meet this many weeks or that many weeks, you know, it should be 15 weeks. It's actually typically going to be set to 1 week unless you don't plan on meeting every single week, or if it's a bi-weekly class or a tri-weekly class. The frequency just denotes that if it's set to 1 week, that you'll be meeting every single week. And if all that's set, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to add session. And it'll tell me that the session has successfully generated. At that point, I don't need to add anything else. What I actually want to do at this point is go to where it says sessions, so I'm going to click on that sessions tab here right on the top of the screen. So originally when we create this report, it's set up under the amount of time shown for the number of weeks or days or months that's available. If it's set to weeks, it's only going to show the date range in which I'm showing here, okay? So what I actually want to do typically is I want to show all my course sessions. And the way I do that is in the top right hand corner here. If I hit all, that will show me all of the time that the course is meeting, starting on a certain date and going the whole way down. So this is going to show me all the dates that I've just created. So in this case, the 9th of September, and then the next day would be the 11th of September. And then after that would be the 16th, and then the 18th, and then so on and so forth. So once my class period actually rolls around, so once we get to September 9th and we're ready to have my first class, what I actually want to do is I want to go to this menu. I'll click on attendance the same way as I did when I first walked into this activity. But this time I want to actually take the attendance. So what I'm going to do is click on sessions, go to this first period of class, this first row, and I'm going to click on this green button over here that says take attendance. So once I get into my class session, I can look to see who's in my class, who's available, who's attending, and who's already here. So there's 4 options here that I can choose in terms of attendance. Are they present? Are they late? Are they excused? Are they absent? So P being present, late being late, excused as an excused absence, or absent, just not there. If all my students are there, I can just click each radio button for each student and mark them as present. If they're late, excused, or absent, I would do likewise with each successive student. And then when I'm done, what I want to do is hit Save Attendance. And it'll let me know that attendance has been successfully taken. And now if I look under that same Actions menu that I had before, it's now an arrow that when I mouse over it says Change Attendance. This tells me that I've already taken attendance for that specific day. I don't need to take it again. For any dates that are unfilled there, that would let me know that it hasn't actually been submitted, if there's still a green light there, and I need to go in and do that. But in this case, the only thing I would need to do is if somebody came in later, there was an excuse, or I had to change something with actually within the attendance module, I would just click on this again.